So in the previous step, we have created the S3 bucket using the existing log file. Okay. So now what we are going to do is, so with Terraform init -upgrade, what happens when you provide Terraform init and then -upgrade as the option, based on the version constraint, it is going to upgrade whatever is available for us as a latest. Okay. So my version constraint is greater than or equal to 2.0.0. And if I'm going to provide the -upgrade as the option for it, so it is going to upgrade my latest, it is going to upgrade it to 3.x.x, whatever is latest available for AWS provider. Okay. So let's see what happens now. So I'll say Terraform init -upgrade. So it is saying that HashiCorp is installing the latest version. Okay, installing HashiCorp AWS v3.27.0. If you see, so the version constraint is greater than or equal to 2.0.0 and you provided the option as -upgrade. So it upgraded to 3.2.27.0. So let me see now. So let's go to .terraform providers and then registry and HashiCorp, and if you see here in AWS, you should find 3.27.0 got downloaded for us. Okay, so in addition to that, if we also verify the log file, right? So also verify the current log file, log.hcl. So now if you see here, the constraint is greater than equal to 2.0.0 and version it took now is 3.27.0. So our new version, okay, so which means our new log file has been upgraded. So if you do the diff with old one, okay, so if you have the first init file you have, right? So if you say diff and this is your first init file, okay, and now you have something called latest, right? log.hcl. So if you compare, so you should find the information, all the hashes will change and also your versions will change. Your version from 2.5.50.0 to 3.27.0 will be updated and its equivalent hashes will be updated in your log file. So that's what happened now. So the next thing here is apply Terraform configuration with latest AWS provider and then see what happens. Okay, so with latest, in simple terms, you upgraded your underlying AWS provider. So now what happens? From 2.x to 3.x you upgraded. So what happens to your S3 bucket configuration is the core thing you need to know. Okay, so Terraform apply. Okay, just try that. Okay, and it says that computed attributes cannot be set. Okay, so C2 S3 bucket line 11. So for this one, so region US East 1. So comment this file, comment this if we are going to use AWS provider 3.x version. So why did I write this comment here? So there is a error thrown at this line. Okay, so why? Because computer attributes cannot be set, but a value was a set for a region. Okay, so this attribute in the S3 bucket cannot be set. Why? In the latest 3.x of AWS provider, so this attribute for S3 bucket it is not taking. So what happened? So this is the reason why we need to use the version constraints, and having this log file means like they have introduced 0.14 onwards this log file to avoid this type of issues. Okay, so if unknowingly our underlying version of our provider got upgraded, and the provider is nothing but why the provider new versions are coming is because of new changes are coming inside the provider and then they are doing the new versions. Okay, so our configuration might break if we don't have a reference of old provider version whatever we are using, including those hash information. So that's the reason dependency log file was introduced. But in this case what happened here is from the use case perspective. So if we go here and go to this, so in 2.x whenever you provided the region it took very well. Okay, but when you are using the provider version as 3.x, okay, right, 3.27.0, it is not taking it. Why? The reason is simple. Okay, so as part of 3.x AWS provider, for this respective S3 bucket resource, it can pick the information from the provider. So provider region, it can pick the information. You really don't need to explicitly define the region in your S3 bucket resource. Okay, so now if you comment this and save it and try it, it should work. See, it is working. Okay, you are refreshing the state and everything should work. So it is working. The reason is, in AWS provider 3.x version, you really don't need to explicitly define the region of your bucket inside the bucket resource itself. It will pick directly from the provider. So that is a major change in 3.x provider, right? So unknowingly, if we have upgraded, then things will break, and then we need to know why it is breaking and what happened. So all these things are very important for us from core understanding perspective. And for this type of issues only to avoid, so they have introduced this log file where with what version you have the provider version, whatever you are holding, you have the reference in the terraform.log.hcl file, including its hashes. You manually go and then upgrade, that is fine. Okay, so you are messing up, that is fine, but system will not allow you to mess up with having all the references. Okay, so it's like a storage information of your Terraform versions, provider versions inside this log file, and this file you are happy to check into your S3 buckets, GitHub repositories also. Sorry. So that's about it. So this completes the overall thing, whatever we have discussed about AWS dependency log file in combination with S3 bucket example. So now we are going to destroy these things. Okay, so we are going to clean up. So I'll say Terraform destroy auto approve, right? So I'll remove those things, and once the S3 bucket is removed, the next thing is I'm going to only remove the .terraform folder here. I didn't provide the star here, if you see, because I really don't want to delete the log files whatever we are having here. Okay, so I'll copy this, I'll move everything to the previous state now. Okay, so let me remove this, right, and also remove the Terraform state file, right, and I have something called log files here. So whatever is the log file from original or from first init, right? So from first init is the file, right, that we need to use. So paste to .terraform log.hcl. Okay, and I'll also remove the first init file. With that, it will be in the previous state, whatever you are ready for the demo. Okay, so let me remove the first init file here. So we have original file, and then we have log file HCL and this one, and we'll also roll back the change whatever we have done for region here. Okay, so with that, you are again ready for this demo whenever you are using this section. Okay, so this completes the entire dependency log file section. In our next lecture, we are going to start with a brand new big section of resources. Okay, 04 resources. Okay, so I'll see you in the next lecture. Until then, bye bye. Thank you.